Let's talk currencies at this point in time with Trish. Trish, with the positive reports from Goldman and Intel, can we assume risk appetite is back?
Well, we certainly can assume so, Has. Well, market has spoken already, and we see all Asian currencies stronger this morning, led by the Korean won, followed by the New Zealand dollar, actually, but they're all mostly stronger across the board. It wasn't just the Goldman's and Intel earnings, but U.S. retail sales as well last night, which boosted risk appetite. And this came on the back of Singapore's GDP numbers yesterday. Remember, they beat expectations. They actually grew 20%. So traders are expecting that the risk sentiment could actually hold for at least another 24 to 48 hours. Among the dollar index itself, of course, it's weaker, and yesterday actually fell for a second day. It's currently testing about 80 level, and it's been doing that for the whole week actually. But if it closes below 80, it will be the first time this first time this week if it closes below 80, and it'll be only the second time this month. So it's a signal there on the extent of the return in risk appetite. How long this will run, it will all depend on the more U.S. earnings later this week, notably JP Morgan and IBM, as well as in this part of Asia, China's GDP will be the key, as markets now hoping that it could beat forecasts, much like what Singapore did, because the Chinese GDP, I'm hearing from traders that it could be the catalyst, the need for a more sustainable momentum in the current recovery in risk appetite. Has.
And talking about China, Trish, I mean, forex reserves just out. Market reacting to that?
Well, the forex reserves will be more implications for the U.S. Treasuries, actually. Has the rise in the reserves, which was actually higher than expected. It was about 2.1 billion. It is quite consistent with the very strong foreign central bank demand that we saw in the U.S. Treasury auctions in the last few weeks. Remember, we had record-sized auctions, and yet foreign central bank demand continued to be above average. So this jump in China's reserves is very much consistent with that. But as far as the Chinese currency is concerned, there's very little impact. Has.
And the BOJ as well as BOT will be holding their policy meetings today. What exactly are traders looking out for?
Well, both are definitely not looking at the rates, that's for sure, Has. For BOJ, traders will be looking to see how much or whether the central bank will be extending its credit facility program for the corporates, because credit remains pretty tight in that sector. They'll also be looking to see whether BOJ upgrades its economic outlook. Remember that the BOJ has actually revised upwards the Japanese economy outlook for the last two reviews, so they want to see whether BOJ actually does this again this time round. For Bank of Thailand, traders are expecting that the central bank will again hold interest rates unchanged for the second time. The baht is surprisingly the second strongest gainer this year, simply because of there's a bit of lack of interest there, and the currency was never really sold off anyway, and it's also benefiting from the lower oil prices. But traders are expecting that the Bank of Thailand may actually check any gains in the baht, simply because the external sector has yet to recover. Has.
Trish, many thanks.